Well, it's a big week for Canadian football fans. The CFL season opens on Thursday with the Saskatchewan Roughriders hosting the Ottawa Redblacks. And on Friday, the Toronto Argonauts will be here in Montreal to take on the Alouettes. And joining us now is Matthew Scianitti, CFL analyst for TSN. Thanks for your time today.
Great to talk to you, Maya.
So let's start with Montreal because a lot of changes for the Owls in the offseason, including trading star quarterback Cody Fajardo to the Edmonton Elks. And of course, we all remember here in Montreal that Fajardo helped lead the Owls to that Grey Cup win in 2023 that created so much excitement in the city. So, how much pressure is there now with a different quarterback on, Davis Alexander? How much pressure is on him this season?
Well, there's going to be a tremendous amount of pressure on him, irrespective of the fact that this is going to be a wide-open East Division, really a wide-open CFL for the first time in a long time. But the one thing when you watched Davis Alexander last year, when Cody Fajardo was out injured for some number of weeks around August, Davis Alexander came in and wasn't bothered by the fact that the Owls had set a pace in the East and that he was becoming a starting quarterback or at least spot duty for the first time in professional football. And the one thing that head coach Jason Mosh has talked effusively about Davis Alexander is that he has an incredible competitive drive, can really throw the deep ball, and he knows how to lead the rest of his teammates. Now, obviously, we can point back to the East Division final and the fact that the Owls didn't make it to back-to-back Grey Cups and weren't able to defend their championship in the championship game. But Davis Alexander has just this kind of bravado that you expect out of a starting quarterback in professional football. And to go back to the point I made about Jason Moss and that competitive nature within Davis Alexander, he has talked constantly over the last 3 years that Davis Alexander is, and as the cliche goes, the first one in the building, last one out of the building. But he's also someone who, in those what they call the bird games, that Coach Moss likes to have his team go ahead and compete against each other to really raise the competitive level within the organization. Davis Alexander is the guy who is constantly competing against his teammates, constantly pushing guys to have the same competitive drive. So, yeah, there is going to be a learning curve. He is still a young quarterback in a professional game, but the Owls are in really good hands because this is clearly a decision that Jason Mosh and general manager Danny Machocha really wanted to make.
Okay. And, before we wrap up, I want to get to that game against the Toronto Argonauts this Friday. The league's defending Grey Cup champions and their quarterback, Chad Kelly, still recovering from a serious leg injury. So how will that affect the team?
Chad Kelly's not going to play, but honestly, that doesn't really mean much because the guy behind him, Nick Arbuckle, was the most outstanding player of the Grey Cup last year in BC Place. And although many would have expected that Chad Kelly could have been back, I mean, it's been around 6, 7, 8 months since he broke his leg quite dramatically inside Percival Molson Stadium during the East Division final. Nick Arbuckle didn't miss a beat. He led the Argos offense quite efficiently during that championship game. So, yeah, Chad Kelly is always the headliner, just given his presence and what he brings to the Argos organization, to say nothing for just the off-field perception of Chad Kelly and certainly what it has done for the Argos over the last couple of seasons. But the fact of the matter is the guy who led them to the Grey Cup is going to be behind center again in a crucial game to start the season. So the Argos really aren't going to worry about whether or not they have Chad Kelly or not.
All right. Well, we will be watching. Thank you again for your time today. We really do appreciate it.
Take care.